Hey guys, Pitmaster here for the Pit.tv and FightMedicine.net. Okay, uh, I'm going to talk to you today about wound closure. Okay, that means closing your wound. Okay, now during the fight, you got cut men. Okay, they're not there for wound closure, they're there to stop the bleeding. Okay, coagulate, direct pressure, refrigerate, um, fibrogen. There's all kind of things that they have to take care of, and they do a great job. UFC has the best cut man in the world. They got Stitch, House, Rudy, Tate. They got a bunch of really good cut men that when you get cut, they will stop the bleeding in between rounds. Okay, and they do that by using, like I said, coagulants like vasoconstrictors, adrenaline, 1.10,000 or 1/1000. They use other meshing ingredients. They use ice, which is a vasoconstrictor, and they use direct pressure just to stop the bleeding. Um, and they do a really good job. So that's what you do during the fight. You get a cut. The cut man will handle it in between rounds. Okay. Now the fight's over. You go to the behind the scenes, the dressing room, get checked out by the doc. A lot of doctors at the different events, the UFC definitely does. They will sew you up right there if you have a cut. Usually, okay. Um, some smaller shows don't, and they'll send you to an ER or an emergency room. Okay, so here's a couple words of advice to young fighters who have a cut, and they stop the bleeding. You win the fight. All right, you go backstage, and there's no doc. Okay, there's some guy that has some medical training. He was a medic in the military, and he doesn't have stitches, but he goes, "Bro, let me just glue that for you." That's a really popular thing to do now, gluing. Um, and to me, gluing a cut's okay if it's on your finger or somewhere on your head, on the behind your ear, somewhere where you can't really see. But if it's on your face and you have a cut that's bigger than a millimeter, okay, don't glue it. You need to go get it stitched. Okay, gluing might not take. Okay, it might granulate. It might come apart, and then all of a sudden the glue is dry. What are they gonna do? Re-glue it? Now you got glue all over the edges of the cut, and you got some guy who has glue on his fingertips. Next thing you know, his finger's stuck to your face. Don't go there. Okay. Then you have the other guy that wants to staple it. Okay, skin staples work fine on certain parts of your body. If you got a big gash on your arm, it might be quicker just to staple it. You don't need to, finely, intricately suture it because it doesn't matter if you have a scar over here. Okay, but it does matter if you have a scar on your face. So if that guy is there behind the scenes, demand that you go to the emergency room. Okay, so go to the emergency room. I don't care if you have insurance or not. Go to the emergency room. They will stitch you up. They'll bill you, but it's better to get a bill and pay off a bill from the ER than have a nasty, open, gaping scar on your face that will never go away. Okay? Go to the ER if they can't sew it up behind, at the arena. All right? Another thing, you get to the ER, if it's a really nasty cut and it's like jagged and it's right on your face, request, and you can't demand this one unless you have really good insurance or a lot of cash, request a plastic surgeon or someone that's trained in plastic surgery. Okay, because they will do a much better job on the stitching than an ER doc. An ER doc is great in saving your life, saving your limbs, making sure you don't die of cardiac arrest. They're great at that kind of stuff, but they're not always the best suturers. They're not really intricate type of guys. They're the kind of guys that want to save you and then get you out. They're the kind of guys that'll save you and send you back out to battle. Right? That's what an ER doc's mentality is. Okay, but a lot of them do very very good job on sewing. Okay, so if you voice your concern with the ER doc and he goes, "Hey, I got some plastic surgeon training," or "I'm really good at sutures," I would trust them. Okay, because I've seen some ER docs do some really 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 intricate uh, sutures. Okay, so but I would voice that concern first because some docs might think, hey, he's a fighter. I'll just put a couple of big stitches in and send him out, and it just might not scar that well, and they might not think you care. You want to look like a fighter, be like a fighter. They might not understand that you don't just because you're a fighter, you don't want to have scars all over your face. Okay, so ask that guy if do you have a plastic surgeon on staff or on call? I really don't want a scarring on my face. And if he goes, yeah, sure, or he goes, I'm really good at suturing, then say, hey, all right, fine, thanks. So that's my advice to that. Okay. Now he stitches it up, does a great job. Okay. Wait at least 5 days before you take out those sutures. Okay, if you take them out and you just think, well, it looks like it's healing up. 2 days later, you take them out. All of a sudden, you smile. It's going to open up again. They're not going to restitch it. Okay, once they've stitched it and it opens, they're not going to restitch it because it might get infected. So you're just going to have an ugly, nasty, gaping scar in your face now. Okay, so wait at least 5 days. Okay, but don't wait, much more than 7. Okay, because after 7, the skin starts growing to the the thread on the stitches, and you're gonna have ugly little bumps there when you take it out. So between 5 to 7 days is optimal. Keep Neosporin or something on it the whole time to keep it moist and antiseptic. All right. Only other things I gotta say is you win the fight, you're all happy. And you just want to, bandage it up real quick, and then go to the after party and then get the stitches in the morning. You can't do that. They won't stitch after 6 hours because, again, chance of infection. So you're just going to be stuck with a big gaping scar again. So make sure you go right to the ER. You can, if you're at the fight and you're like the 3rd fight, you can wait till the last fight and then go. But don't wait till the next day. Okay, don't go out partying and then go. All right, go directly from the arena to the hospital, get your stitches, and then go party. All right, so that's my advice. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, John at thepit.tv or pit_master on Twitter or the Pitmaster on Facebook. All right, and thanks for coming. I will talk to you guys later.